Oh, I was talking about New Year's resolutions earlier today. If you haven't really gotten a jump start on yours, maybe you need some help. Maybe you need some conscious transformation. Joey Klein is here, and he's the author that'll be featured tonight at the Bookworm. And this is The Inner Matrix, a guide to transforming your life and awakening your spirit. Sounds like a daunting task, but it can be done, right, Joey?
It's easier than people think when we know what to do.
Okay, and that's the thing, is getting the tools and the know-how. I mean, when you think about, you need directions on a map to get to someplace. So to get from point A to point B, it doesn't just happen. There's some work that needs to be done.
Yeah, a little bit of work. You know, I think a lot of people, fundamentally, it's initially just knowing where it is we want to go, and then bridging the gap.
Okay.
And I think people a lot of times go into what it is I need to do to create change, rather than who it is I need to become.
Okay. Now, what was the intention behind writing the book?
Yeah. You know, initially when I wrote the book, I have a full practice. I work with people one-on-one, and I teach 40 weekend seminars a year.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to make sure everybody who wanted to create change in their life had access to that. Okay. And so fundamentally, that was the reason I wrote the book, was to give everybody from any walk of life access to life-changing principles.
And you have several book clubs, groups get together, they read along, they kind of have their step-by-step. Tell us about the book clubs.
So the book was written in a way where I could take it individually, read it, and really apply the life-changing principles to myself. But I find when community comes together and we kind of bounce stuff off each other, there's something unique and special that happens. And so people are using the book and getting together in book clubs all over the Vail Valley here. And actually they're taking place all over the world now. We have about 4,000 people engaged in book clubs in one way or another right now.
Well, I think reading it is one thing, keeping it in your mind, but then also talking about it, discussing it, maybe saying some goals out loud, or holding yourself accountable in front of somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I find that, it's like simple principles, right? Like how we use why. A lot of times people will get really angry and they'll say, well, why am I so angry? And then the mind will find a ton of reasons why you should be really pissed off. And at the same point, if we ask ourselves and we just have the wherewithal to go, hey, I'm not going to ask that why question. I'm going to ask myself, why am I happy? Or why am I successful? Or why is it that I'm going to succeed? The mind will find answers to those questions as well. And so it's really, how do we align ourselves in a particular way that's going to get us to take action toward the goal, toward the outcome that we truly intend.
And just like working out and losing weight, I mean, this does not happen overnight. So you've got kind of some step-by-steps. You actually have the 9-week strategy guide. Tell us about this.
Yeah. So there's a 9-week strategy guide in the back of the book. So we go into the science about why this works, epigenetics, neuroplasticity, really go into the why. We have meditation practices. And in the back of the book, we really bring it all together and give people a strategy guide so that they can, week by week for 9 weeks, apply certain life-changing principles in their life. And then the book club is where people come together and they go through that 9-week strategy guide, as a team, as a community.
And I like how you have kind of the Eastern medicine, the Western medicine, science behind this too. It can really appeal to, maybe if you're more of a thinker versus, just kind of dreamer, you can appeal to a lot of different people that might think, oh, well, it's not going to apply to me. But if you start learning about it, and that this is real, there's some scientific evidence behind this, I think that really goes a long way too.
Absolutely. If we have a brain, it works. All of us have a brain, and that brain and that mind works the same way. And so if we can just get our mind working on our behalf, we can get our emotions working on our behalf, then we can really create some pretty cool stuff for ourselves.
Okay. All right. Well, we can get an introduction to this tonight, the Bookworm, 6:30. Space is limited, so you're going to want to register in advance for this. Bookwormofedwards.com. $10 is just the small price that you can pay to help really affect a change in your mind. And once again, Bookworm of Edwards is where you can find out more. We'll be right back. We're going to take it up to Ken. He's got some weather for us, and we have hour number 3 coming up too.